See, the problem with this, because of social media and internet, everybody has a voice. Activist has always been there, but when they made useless noise, no government paid attention, no news channel paid attention because they know this is stupid. Nowadays, they can scream at the internet, at the Twitter, stop the gas, so what, everybody just stay home? Pandemic 2.0. You're not being activist, you're just being annoying. No one's gonna care, right? Just because your cause is right doesn't mean your approach is. That is insane, right? There is a way to do things, and this is not it. And this is Pablo Escobar's Hippos might cause the apocalypse, by the channel The Fat Files. Secondary channel from the Federation. Wait a minute, I missed a video from this channel, right? I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed a video. But yeah, this is about Pablo Escobar's Hippo. I think drugs are involved. I don't even know. There's going to be some crazy shit. Fat Files, as far as I know, is like non-military related things. It could be anything, which is what I love, right? He should really go in with all the craziness like Killdozer and things like that, which is not military related, but he could like make a video about that. But I'm guessing he's mostly concerned with like talking about some crazy things or like something that people don't talk about type of way, like the superstores and things like that. In this way, it's like something Pablo Escobar. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I love all the Federation videos because the way he tells the story is really insanely good, right? There's only one other guy that I know who tells stories like this, like successful, which is like Madled's guy. What is his name, man? Madled's. Yeah, something, right? Madled's guy, right? I used to watch his video. I don't know why I stopped. I think I'm gonna watch them again or something. I don't know. Yeah, but because like all of his videos were getting flagged by YouTube. Whenever I react to, like, they all were getting flagged now to put up for review or something. I don't know. Suddenly YouTube decided to take interest in his channel. I don't know what that was. But yeah, his Federation stories are really well made. His scripting is great. So yeah, it's fun to watch. Let's watch one.
So I did a video last week over on my main channel, Band of Beavers, when America airdropped beavers into the woods to save the environment, and I was like, wow, that was a pretty funny video. I wonder if there's any other funny conservation stories. So I looked into it, and yeah, yeah, there are. Today we're talking about Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos that are currently messing up the ecosystem in Colombia, threatening the entire Amazon rainforest, and that Colombia also can't get rid of because some court in the United States granted cocaine hippos personhood, which is potentially groundbreaking legal precedent. Yeah.
Nicholas, did you get a beer vending machine?
Maybe.
Why?
For the home gym downstairs.
What home gym?
Crandall Fitness sponsored the video and gave us a home gym.
But we have a gym membership.
Well, first of all, I want to be able to live.
That's disgusting. You should wear clothes.
Home gym's already ruined. Anyways, Crandall Fitness, small business based out of Texas. They have a couple of employees. It's ran by a husband and a wife that were mad during the pandemic that they couldn't go to the gym and they couldn't really afford any nice gym equipment. So they decided to design and have their own made so that normal people can afford fancy home gyms and not have to.
Yeah, now I have gym membership, but I still have my home gym. Obviously, it doesn't have like some high-tech equipment, even though I'm planning on making it like that with the high-tech equipment and personal gym with a whole hall that I have just like empty there. So yeah, but during the pandemic, I was like one of the lucky ones since I had a home gym and I was doing home gym already. So yeah, there you go.
Worry about their gym being closed. The equipment's high quality. I don't know, it's heavy. I pick it up, I put it down. It hasn't broken yet. What else more could you possibly want? Anyways, I'm gonna have a link and a discount code down below. Go check out Crandall Fitness. Let's get back to the video. All right, from the top, Pablo Escobar. He's the #1 drug kingpin of the 1980s, if not of all time. Under his reign, I guess you would call it, his cartel was responsible for about 80% of the cocaine globally, and they were making about $22 billion a year, of which Pablo Escobar was profiting $60 million a day to himself. Pablo Escobar was making so much money selling nose beer that he was actually listed as the 7th wealthiest man on the planet in Forbes.
60 million a day. So that's like 1.8 billion a month and 21.6 billion a year. He's profiting 21.6 billion. Profit, pure profit. Obviously, it's drug money. A year. Then, so in 2 years, it's like 42, 43 plus, right? So how was he 7th and not more than that? right? Because 100 billion was a very recent thing with the Bezos and like Musk. Now they're like 200 billion plus, but that all happened past 3-4 years or something. 10 years ago, like 50 billion was like, oh, Bill Gates is 50 billion, he's richest and this and that. 50 billion, like 100, nobody was even thinking about that until just like, so around that time, he was 7th, I guess, so he was really close to the one of the richest ones. That is insane, man.
Forbes for like a decade. And it's hard to comprehend how much money that actually is, but to give you an idea, according to Pablo Escobar's son, when he was a little kid, they were camping one night and they didn't have any firewood, so Pablo Escobar burnt $2 million in cash so that they could make some s'mores.
I haven't had anything yet, so how can I have some more of nothing? You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay, this man was spending 2,000.
If you're making 60 million a day, that's 24 hours is nothing. 2 million is nothing. It's like, I'll make 58 million. Who cares?
$500 a month on rubber bands to hold all of his $100 bills together. That's how much money this guy was personally making. This guy made so much money selling nose torque that he didn't even have anything to buy anymore, so he just started spending all of his money on whatever he could get his hands on. By the time he was done, he owned 141 houses, 142 planes, 20 helicopters, and 32 yachts. And at some point along this spending extravaganza,
Look, I'm not gonna lie, if I were him at that point, I would start spending money on people around me. Town, island, whatever. Make them rich so much that I'm in this kind of a safe zone where nobody would touch me type of way. I don't know.
he's like, I guess I'm just going to start collecting rare, wild, exotic animals because there's literally nothing else I can spend my money on. He had a rhino, he had an elephant, he had a giraffe, he had a bunch of exotic birds, and one of the things that he smuggled in was 4 baby hippos, 1 male and 3 females. And as those hippos grew and matured, Pablo Escobar may or he may not have fed people to them based on their ethnic background, or at least that's what the Netflix TV shows led me to believe.
Si me apendejaba, si me iba a echar ahí con los hipopótamos esos.
Hipopótamos tampoco les gustan los mexicanos.
Either way, fast forward to 1993, Escobar's compound gets raided, it all gets turned over to the Colombian government, and they have to figure out what to do with this entire zoo that this man has living in his private compound, and pretty much all of the animals get turned over to either zoos or sanctuaries. All of them except for the 4 hippos, and I can hear the comment section already. Buh! That doesn't make any sense because if you can transport an elephant, why can't you transport a hippo? Buh! Okay, look, I understand your logic going into this. That's a big-ass animal. That's a big-ass animal. If you can move one, why can't you move the other? Simply put, it's because elephants and other large animals can be reasoned with. You know what I mean? You can roll up on an elephant and be like,
That's
hey,
smart.
chief, proposal, how about I give you some peanuts and you get your big ass on the truck? And they're gonna be like, okay, I'll walk my big goofy ass ears up on the truck for you. You can't reason with a hippo, all right? Hippos are territorial assholes that will kill you for no other reason than the fact that you got a little bit too close for their liking. They are the deadliest animal on the planet, responsible for killing over 500 people per year. Buh! But I still think they're kind of cute. Buh. Okay, first of all, no it's not. Objectively speaking, it looks like Voldemort fucked a grizzly bear. Okay.
Yeah, people who think hippos are cute have not seen them in like 4K or even HD. Close-up HD 4K videos, see like, I wouldn't call that like cute. I mean, they're fine, but cute is a stretch. Anyway, what was that episode of Grand Tour where they went to South America, where they had to take photos of people, right? Of animals. And they said like hippos, somebody brought a hippos here and they just like migrate. I'm pretty sure they were hippos, right? Is this the same thing? Or is this some different event? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I remember the Grand Tour episode. But they have to go, go South America and take photos of things like animals and different. That was a whole 2-episode thing, if I remember correctly. That could be this thing, right? Like hippo thing. I don't know.
Okay. Secondly, there's nothing cute about this animal. It's absolutely horrifying. Okay. You're like, oh, it's chubby and it's cute. No, it's not chubby. Okay. It is almost 4,000 pounds of straight muscle and bone. Hippos are so dense, they can't float. Okay. Are you picking up what I'm putting down right now?
Yeah, hippos are chubby as Eddie Hall is chubby. Underneath all that, yeah, I wouldn't call that chubby cute. Yeah, he Eddie all that MMA match recently with who was that? Some TikTok or something. 2 or 3 people, I don't remember. He just literally just grabbed them, threw them around. Basically, what happens with people have this misconception like if you have skill, that's the best thing. Anything else doesn't matter. No, there's a threshold. If you have basic skill but you're really big, opponent can have like immense skill, still not gonna like size gonna matter. That's what the demonstration was.
hippos can't swim. Most people are probably hearing this for the first time. No, they sink to the bottom of the river and then they run along the bottom of the river, and then when they get out of breath, they jump up, get a breath, and sink back down again. Okay, and just so we're all on the same page, 4,000 pounds is bigger than most cars. Like a Toyota Corolla is like 3,000 pounds. This is literally a semi-aquatic muscle tank that's got 12 to 18-inch stalactites for teeth that maxes out at
4,000 pounds. I mean, it's like less than 2 metric ton, right? I mean, yes, sedans maybe, but I don't know, like luxury sedans or even SUVs is probably going to be higher than that.
19 miles an hour on foot, okay? It's absolutely horrifying. This animal is so unstoppable. It has no...
Yeah, seriously, man. I watched catastrophic videos, tier zoo videos. People really have misconception about animals. That thing can run. If that thing is running after you, probably not going to outrun that. You're done. And that mouth, and oh my God.
Natural predators. You can make an argument that when they're a baby hippo, they might get eaten up by alligators or lions, and that does happen once in a while. But even then, there's accounts of alligators letting baby hippos chew on them like chew toys when they're teething, because the alligators know at this point that if they hurt the baby hippos, all the full-grown hippos are going to dismantle them. Once hippos reach maturity, there's absolutely nothing that can kill them, okay? You can get on the internet and find videos of a pride of lions attacking a single full-grown hippo, like lions on the hippo's back biting it, and the hippo's just walking towards the...
Look, I don't think that's the case with the crocodile, right? Crocodile knows it can easily kill this thing and knows that this is stupid, so just like let go of some time. But they do get deleted. But I'm pretty sure crocodiles can delete hippo, right? The quits of crocodile, like this bite is like, pretty sure it's even strongest of hippos. Maybe I'm mixing that up. But I'm pretty sure I remember catastrophic video on that, right? An elephant is the same thing. Elephant is like the biggest, mammal on, I don't know, ground or something, right? 5 tons, metric tons. Yeah. So an elephant, and it's smart, nearly smart as humans. So it can kill anything, basically. Anything that is, it can probably find a way to kill something, right? So it just realize like hippo, just like idiot, just try to, run away. Just same way, if a rhino charges an elephant, they make, they throw up dust and everything just to scare it away. In a fight, I'm pretty sure like you can find a way to like throw rhino to the side or something, but why do that?
River completely unfazed because it's not even hurting him. The only thing that kind of regulates the hippo population in Africa is the dry season, because once the rivers and the ponds dry up, the hippos can't survive. Okay, do you understand what I've just told you? This animal is so fucking gangster. The only known predator it has is the dry season. Literally, the only thing capable of taking it out is Mother Nature with a natural phenomenon. Sorry, we're unhinged at this point, but my point is, you're not getting the hippos on the truck to move them if they don't want to be moved, and hippos don't want to be moved. They want to be left alone to do hippo things. And
tranquilizer, why not? But then again, like how long of a tranquilizer? Damn, that's insane.
That's what's gonna happen. So all these Colombian special forces guys that broke in and raided Escobar's compound are like, I guess we're leaving the hippos here. And then over the course of the next couple years, either somebody just let the hippos out, or the hippos broke out into a nearby river system, and they've been living there ever since. Okay, now fast forward 30 years from 1993 to 2003, they know of 170 of these hippos, and there could be more out there. So the hippo population in Colombia is growing exponentially, and it's estimated to reach 1,000 hippos by 2030 if we don't do something about it. And this is an environmental disaster, not just because the hippos are dangerous to people, but because the hippos poop in the body of water that they reside in, and their poop is so toxic that it creates this algae, and these large cultures of algae start floating around the top of the water, and this algae actually eats all the oxygen out of the water, which kills off all the fish, and not having fish kills off all the birds, and it's fucking up the entire ecosystem in Colombia. And there's nothing to stop it or even kind of slow it down because there's no dry season in Colombia, which means that pretty much every hippo born in Colombia is living out its entire lifespan of roughly 50 years, and every female hippo gives birth to roughly 7 other hippos, and their population is going to continue to grow exponentially.
Well, hold up there. So why can't they make a case, right, that okay, these hippos are really fucking up the environment? At that point, they're not important compared to all the other ecosystem, right? So they might get delisted from protected species or something.
until some of them are forced to move into other areas of water. And if those hippos make their way into the Amazon rainforest, we're all fucked. Because the Amazon rainforest is one of, if not the biggest ecosystems on Earth that helps stabilize the climate of the entire planet, because it stores 200 billion tons of carbon. And if we mess up that ecosystem, it could have planetary-wide implications, and who knows what's gonna happen. So clearly, we gotta get rid of these hippos, right? We're gonna have to cull and kill off all the hippos. It's the only option. It's not fair. It sucks for the hippos, but that's just what has to happen, right? Apparently wrong. In 2009, one of the hippos was being extremely aggressive towards fishermen, and the army stepped in to kill this hippo before it started killing fishermen that were trying to feed their families. And they posted a picture of this dead hippo that they had just killed named Pepe on the internet, and the planet had a fucking meltdown because the Colombian government was killing hippos. Now, obviously, when I say the entire planet, I'm being hyperbolic, and what I actually mean is a bunch of self-righteous, entitled pricks. I mean, animal rights activists from first world countries that don't actually know or understand anything about the environment or conservation.
Animal right, do they know that these hippo are the reason why a lot of animal and lot of ecosystems gonna die out? Do they know that? So it's like, I'm fine if everybody dies, but you can intervene. Is that their mentality? Like, understand, like, you know, animal right activists are needed, right? There are many instances. This is not one of them. If you can't differentiate like where you need it or not, like at that point you're just like, what's the point of you, right? This is insane.
As a whole, but they do know that it feels good to save animals in between sips of their Starbucks Frappuccino by bitching at people on Twitter. So, because a bunch of people whose opinions shouldn't even matter in the first place are going to be upset if Colombia kills these hippos, for the past 15 years, they've been...
Why does it matter? I don't... Why does social media matter at this? I may understand Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they're afraid what if nobody buys our drink or some shit, right? Government too, like somebody screams in Twitter like, oh, they're going to back down. I don't know, until people literally writes like your people, right? Until they write to you, literal physically write to you or something, like send you email, and there are a lot of them. Until then, you shouldn't like worry about Twitter. Since when Twitter is an official forum?
Trying to find a different alternative besides killing them in order to get rid of all these hippos. First thing they did, they tried to capture some, put them to sleep, and then neuter them.
This is Bob Barker. Have your pet spayed or neutered.
I'll just die already.
It didn't go that great. Like I said, it's 4,000 pounds of muscle. And if you didn't know, male hippos have internal genitalia, meaning that it's really hard to tell male from female. And it's also very hard to neuter them because you have to cut through 4,000 pounds of muscle to get to any of the genitalia in the first place. And then the hippos didn't have great outcomes as far as survival.
Wait, what? So how do they do the thing? Okay. If it's that inside, I don't know. I feel like right now I can't even pronounce certain words. I'm not in my best condition.
Surviving a surgery and being released back into the wild. So, next thing we could try, we could tranquilize the hippos, and then while they're asleep, we could transport them to a zoo or a sanctuary of some kind, right? That's a halfway decent idea if you don't think about it. I mean, what happens when you tranquilize a hippo? Well, where are the hippos? First of all, they're in the water. What happens when you tranquilize something? It falls asleep. What happens if a hippo falls asleep in water? It sinks because they don't float, and then they fucking drown, and you can't get a 4,000-pound animal out of a river in time. So after like 10 years of trying alternative
play some video games like GTA style, lure them out and then tranquilize them. I don't know.
methods, 2020 rolls around and the Colombian government's just like, I mean, there's nothing else we can do. We're just going to have to cull and kill all these hippos. It's literally the only option without having planetary-wide implications. So naturally, a bunch of animal rights activist groups got together in the US and they sued the Colombian government because they were going to kill the hippos.
But Saul, how can I sue these people and institutions? I have no grounds. Do me a favor. Let me answer that question in person. Better call Saul.
During this court case, because the hippos have never set foot in the United States of America, they literally have nothing to do with the United States in any way whatsoever, and the United States legal system has no jurisdiction over it at all. The federal judge in this court case had to declare the hippos interested persons so that they could even hear the court case in the first place. But by doing that, this judge inadvertently basically admitted that hippos have personhood, which means that they have human rights. And with the way the US court works, once one court decides something, it sets a precedent, and all the future court cases get to refer back to it all the time, which means hippos, and potentially by extension the entire animal kingdom, could now have human rights.
Anyone can be anything!
And let's be honest, if you've made it this far,
Yeah, that is insane. Seriously, American court system where they basically rely on precedents, right? Like somebody did it first, so I might as well follow mentality. It's like I can see the need for it, but that's insane, right? I mean, there's a reason why there's not a clerk in where the judge is and just like reads your, like rules by book. Okay, you did this, you fit in this category, go to jail for this one. You did this. There's a reason why there is judge and jury, so you can, see a case and use your own brain. There's a reason why judges are not just like some people lifted from like street or something. They have experience at that, right? They are lawyers for a long time and then they become judge. There are a lot of exams and shit. So at that point, like precedent shouldn't be the only thing you rely on, right? If because of this, okay, all animals might have personal. So next time, my hands are tied. Right? There's a precedent, so I'm gonna treat this as like like it's a person. No, you're your brain. That's an animal. Come on.
far into one of my YouTube videos, I know exactly where your brain just went. You're like, holy shit, this means the hippos have the Second Amendment, and the only thing scarier than a hippo is a hippo with an AR-15.
You don't need an AR-15. Buy a shotgun.
Yes, Joe Biden, or hippos with shotguns. I don't care. Hippos with guns are terrifying.
Wait a minute. So those automatic shotgun, those riot one, right? What is it called? That has an auto chamber. I'm guessing Joe means that that's safer than AR. Really?
Now, obviously, that's ridiculous and silly, and we're just joking around. However, what you should actually be concerned about is the potential that next time you accidentally, hit a deer with your car, now your friendly neighborhood tree hugger environmentalist can take you to court and try to have charges pressed against you for vehicular manslaughter because you didn't just accidentally hit a deer, you killed a person with your car. Because now animals aren't animals, they're people, and people have human rights, and it completely upends our entire...
Hold up there. I'm guessing all this event didn't happen recently. It happened long before. So did that happen? Did anybody try to use that argument? That's the interesting one.
Understanding of how the law functions today. Thankfully, this is probably not going to end up happening. I read through a bunch of actual lawyers and legal scholars analyzing this, and their conclusion is that it's kind of a bullshit technicality and it shouldn't ever set a precedent. However, shouldn't still implies that it kind of sort of might one day, which is horrifying. But US law and precedent aside, it's affecting the Colombian cocaine hippo situation because it's putting a ton of political pressure on the Colombian government. Now, in order to fully appreciate what is going on here, you really got to put yourself in the Colombian politicians' shoes, right? On one hand, you've got an environmental disaster with potentially planet-altering implications that's being instigated by cocaine hippos from Pablo Escobar. And on the other hand, the United States, the country whose military budget is literally twice the size of your nation's GDP, just came out of left field and they were like, oh, hey, by the way, the hippo...
Wait a minute. Okay, I really checked India's GDP to realize, okay, yeah, US's defense budget 800 billion and India's GDP is 2-3 trillion or something. So yeah, there you go. I'm like, how does it fall with India? But oh, yeah, okay.
Way, the hippos in your country, no other hippos and no other animal in the planet ever, for that matter, has ever been considered a human. But the cocaine hippos in your country, we consider them to be people now. And the Colombian government is like, what the fuck does that even mean? If we cull these hippos to save the world, are you guys going to consider that a genocide? Or what's going to happen? You're going to put an embargo, quit doing business with us, wreck our entire economy over some hippos? What? And that's pretty much where we're at today. Nobody really knows what's going on. The Colombian government doesn't really know what to do because everybody's too busy arguing about the moral and ethical dilemma of killing off hippos.
This is happening right now. All right. If you refuses to listen to US federal government, yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably might stop working with you, put embargoes on you or whatever, and that's basically could be death sentence to your economy. So yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the power USA holds basically. Even China's getting some kind of power like that nowadays. If you don't listen to them, there is a chance they might fuck you up because you rely on them.
/ people, while the hippos are in the background pooping all over the rivers and the ponds, killing off all the fish and the birds, destroying the ecosystems of Colombia and potentially by extension in the future the entire Amazon rainforest, and nobody's doing anything about it. I feel like I'm in an episode of Black Mirror, you know what I mean? Because maybe I'm simple, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm just a horrible person and I don't see the value in all animals' lives in relation to saving the entire planet.
You're not.
However, I feel like the options are pretty simple. A, save the environment. B, give a fuck about the feelings of people that don't know what they're talking about, because it will make them feel better if hippos don't die, even though they wouldn't know about it if they did. And somehow, the feelings of random people is winning while the clock is ticking down to an environmental catastrophe.
The feeling is not winning. The law favors one side more than the other, and there's a reason for it. It's like, a lagging, right? How to say that? Like delaying, right? Delaying things. If your goal is to delay things rather than give a decision on something, delaying one will take more precedent, because that's still on process, but time is also a factor. But that, yeah. So, okay, we can't kill, hippos right now. That's so, okay, court like, okay, we'll decide on it, just delaying the thing until like we can make a decision if we're going to kill them or not. So I think that's what's happening. And this environmentalist things, this is the most, I don't know if they're actually stupid or like it doesn't matter. When somebody has a goal, they don't care about anything around it, even if it makes sense or not. That is the activist job nowadays, right? We are here to like save animals. Even if saving animals means blowing up the world, I don't care. I saved animal, that's what it matters. Like, do you understand, like, these are killing ecosystem and like whole planet in a way, right? This is the most danger to that ecosystem, and they are not even native to that. They were brought on by Pablo Escobar or whatever shit that is, right? So at that point you like, okay, maybe this is not the place where I should like really start my whatever animal rights shit. Same thing with the gas people. Who are the people, right? Who just like tie themselves to the things or something, just stop the gas, right? Is alternative there? Do you have the alternative? Do you have the means to make electric vehicle and like everything accessible to the whole planet? Do you have the money resources for that? Do you know how to make a hydrogen cell cars like sustainable? Do you have anything? No, just stop the gas. So what? Everybody just stay home. Pandemic 2.0. I don't care, just stop the gas. I don't care if your kid don't go to school. I don't care if you starve and die, just stop the gas. At that point, like, you're not being activist, you're just being annoying. No one's gonna care, right? Just because your cause is right doesn't mean your approach is. That is insane, right? There is a way to do things, and this is not it.
Catastrophe. Like, the entire thing has made me lose so much faith in humanity, it's unbelievable, because I'm now absolutely certain that aliens could crash land on Earth, like aliens, like from the movie Alien, not intelligent life forms. Their sole purpose is to run around and kill anything that's alive. Those things could crash land and start murdering everything. And I guarantee you there would be activist groups that were protesting to make it illegal to fight back against these aliens because they have a right to live too.
I do not call them aliens because alien is a derogatory term for anything.
That's so true.
Even extraterrestrials.
That's where people are at, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Now, my personal opinion...
Look, Demi, right? I would have understand your take, but all the way when you said extraterrestrial, I'm like, shut the you don't even know if extraterrestrial there, right? You're just bullshitting right at the you can feel the bullshit, right?
And this is going to show you how horrible of a person I am. I don't think the Colombian government should kill off all these hippos. I really don't, because that would cost the Colombian taxpayers money, and that's dumb. The Colombian government should issue tags and let a bunch of foreign, rich, wealthy hunters come in and kill hippos for $100,000 a piece. They'll pay money to fix the problem for you, and then you can take all the millions of dollars that would net Colombia and put it back into preserving and helping the environment, which has been...
I was about to say that. Like, take that money and put on to saving other animals and shit, saving the environment, right?
Damaged by these hippos. But we're never ever going to do that because that would make sense, and making sense usually hurts people's feelings. So I guess this is just where we're at. I'm sorry, this video got way more angry and unhinged than I ever thought it would. So I guess in conclusion, this is a story about how Pablo Escobar, the drug kingpin, smuggled in 4 baby hippos into Colombia, and now generations later, all of the hippos are somehow considered people, and they're going to destroy the Amazon rainforest, and nobody's going to do anything about it because a bunch of self-righteous know-nothings think they're helping.
See, the problem with this, because of social media and internet, everybody has a voice, even the idiots. Now, activists has always been there, but when they made useless noise, no government paid attention, no news channel paid attention because they know this is stupid. Nowadays, they can scream at the internet, at the Twitter, and enough idiots around the world like, oh, that's something, like they're not wrong or something, and there you go, now you have a problem. And people will bend down in front of Twitter and social media. This is the fucking problem right now. This problem would never existed 30 years ago. Now it is, right? Because everybody has a voice, right? That's the thing, right? everything's great, right? But everything should be in moderation, right? This is the problem.
Thanks for watching. Best way to support the video is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out. I need a fucking beer. $999. 1,000. I thought you said we couldn't lift naked anymore.
It's so much better this way.
I don't know what points he's making there, but I'm pretty sure Fatrison is not gonna mind that. Yeah, that's just gonna make him feel like, oh, this was the right decision. All right. Pablo Escobar's Hippos. Yeah, okay. This was an environmentalist video. Stupid people. He should make stop the gas video, but I feel like he might be too angry that he might not be able to finish the video or something. But yeah, this is, I don't know, man. There should be a government should be somewhat stable and like have a somewhat backbone, right? Whether it's any foreign government or like a American government or whatever. Like, this is absurd. It's about, let scientists have that. Who's the eco scientist? Okay, the hippos are one small factor compared to like thousands of other species that might go extinct. Screw hippos. The end. Scientists know better than you. Better than, like he said, like coffee drinking, Starbucks coffee drinking idiots who just tweet and that's it. They're activists. Really? That's what activist is now. Like, just tweet and that's it. Alright, well, that was Pablo Escobar's Hippos Might Cause the Apocalypse by the channel Fat Files. If you like my content, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.